If corridor lighting fails simultaneously across more than 4 decks, maintenance personnel are instructed to remain calm and await automated station recovery. This instruction is outdated. Handwritten note added later in blue grease pencil: lights don't fail all at once unless somebody stopped listening. The note was unsigned for 11 years. We now know it belonged to Ellis Rainer, sanitation employee, Deck Maintenance, Division C. Age 72. Civilian casualty survivor from the Halcyon dock collapse. Officially reprimanded twice for interfering with automated operations. The second reprimand remained in his locker after he died. At 04:18 station time, the transit hub Orpheus Ring lost primary lighting across 9 inhabited sectors. Witnesses initially reported silence. This was incorrect. The station was still making noise. That mattered later. Security footage from Deck 9 shows passengers shouting near the maglev elevators while emergency shutters stalled halfway closed. A child can be seen crying beside a vending machine that continued humming for another 36 seconds after the blackout began. Ellis Rainer appears in frame carrying a yellow mop bucket with one broken wheel. He stops walking before anyone else does. Then, he kneels. Not dramatic. Bad knees. Slow about it. He pressed 2 fingers against the metal floor panels like a man checking soil before rain. A station officer asked why he wasn't evacuating. Rainer reportedly answered, "Vent fans stopped on the port side first." The officer ignored him. Reasonable at the time. The station AI was still reporting stable airflow conditions. The AI was wrong. The following annotation was discovered beside an obsolete airflow schematic after the incident. Pencil writing. Uneven pressure. If the vibration disappears before the alarms trigger, the backup dampers already failed. Don't wait for central systems to notice. Whoever wrote this knew the station's older infrastructure intimately. The embarrassing part is that the diagrams themselves were no longer taught to engineering crews under 40. Too expensive to maintain old redundancies. Too unlikely to fail. That phrase appears often in the inquiry files. Too unlikely. Rainer did not save everyone. This section is important. 309 passengers survived because of the manual reroute. 19 did not. One of the dead was Station Officer Belden, the same officer who ignored him earlier. Rainer blamed himself for that. Witnesses say he froze for nearly 20 seconds outside Maintenance Corridor C before opening the emergency hatch. 20 seconds sounds small until air circulation starts collapsing. Later testimony suggests he recognized the same warning vibration pattern from Halcyon Dock, where he had once evacuated the wrong sector during another system's failure. 41 people died there. He never forgave himself. There's an audio fragment from Corridor C, hard to hear over the pipe noise. Somebody asks him if the manual route will work. Rainer answers, "Worked once. Failed once too." Then, the hatch opens. Current station protocols recommend automated pressure balancing during major outages. This instruction is now under review. The Orpheus Ring was built across different construction eras. New systems layered over old systems. Nobody expected manual valve control to matter anymore. Except janitorial crews still cleaned those lower corridors. They knew which doors stuck during cold cycles. Which pipes sweated before pressure surges. Which stairwells smelled wrong after coolant leaks. There is footage of Rainer descending 6 flights, carrying a flashlight in his teeth because both hands were busy dragging open valve junction 4A. The wheel required physical force exceeding standard service recommendations for someone his age. The footage shakes badly here. One passenger keeps asking if the engineers are coming. Rainer says, "They're upstairs reading clean numbers. I don't know why I remember that line more than the alarms. Maybe because he didn't sound angry. Just tired." The strongest visual evidence from the blackout comes from an abandoned service hallway beneath passenger deck 4. Emergency power had failed there hours earlier. Only old phosphor exit signs still glowed. Green. Weak looking. older than most of the station staff. Passengers followed Rainer through that corridor because he remembered where it led before renovation walls covered the original route maps. Several survivors later admitted they almost turned back because the hallway looked too old to trust. One child asked why the janitor carried real keys instead of coded access tabs. Rainer reportedly laughed once. Small laugh. Dry as paper. Old keys open old mistakes. The child didn't understand him. Neither did I then. The airflow failure ended at 05:02 station time after manual circulation routing was restored through abandoned maintenance sectors. Investigation later determined that newer automated systems had trapped themselves in recursive pressure corrections after a sensor synchronization error. Simpler language, the station kept trying to fix itself so aggressively that it nearly suffocated everyone inside it. Ellis Rainer died 2 days later from internal bleeding aggravated during the valve rotation. No public memorial was planned initially. He was sanitation staff. Non-command personnel rarely received plaza recognition. That decision changed after maintenance workers across 5 sectors left mop buckets outside Administrative Hall in silence. No speeches, just buckets. Mostly yellow. One still had dirty gray water inside. All station engineering recruits are now required to complete manual infrastructure familiarization in legacy maintenance sectors. The unofficial phrase attached to the lesson remains unauthorized. It still appears anyway, usually written beside old vent housings or service ladders, sometimes scratched directly into paint. Lights don't fail all at once unless somebody stopped listening. Last month, I inspected Corridor B12 personally. There was a janitor's key ring hanging beside the emergency valve wheel. Not ceremonial. Worn smooth from use. One bent key near the center. Someone had tied yellow cleaning string around it so it wouldn't get mixed up with the others. The vent fans were running correctly when I left. I checked twice anyway.